Hi everyone, my name is Clayton and my game design project is called Chiman, the Curious One. Chiman is, for all intents and purposes, a stealth action game. It's futuristic settings based on other planets centuries from now. And its game elements require, its basic game elements is sneaking, using strategy, using your brain, preferably solving puzzles, and to maneuver around the lay of the land, and also having the option of multiple pathways. My inspirations for creating this game are as follows. The screenshots are from Metal Gear Solid, PlayStation 1 version, and on to the right is Age Odyssey, which is a game that has 2D side-scrolling platformer that requires stealth, not to be found by the enemies. Both of them require stealth. But obviously the difference between these is that one is 3D based with a HUD signifying the enemy's positions and line of sight in a 90-degree angle, whereas the right screen for Age Odyssey is based on just making sure you're not on the same level as the enemy. But they were both made in the same year. The concept and mechanics for this game. It will be, as was previously mentioned before, a puzzle game. So it's essentially meaning that you're meant to solve puzzles in order to progress through to the game, which pretty much means like finding keypads, unlocking certain doors, unlocking certain areas so that you'll be able to progress through, and then obviously using stealth when not being caught by it. It'll have, what it is essentially now is a player-controlled third person that involves you maneuvering around traps, alarms, and environmental hazards. So a lot of things in this game can pretty much make your experience a lot more frustrating, but that's the point. And what you need to know playing this game is that you're a character who can crouch and hide, but you can also run. But running also makes noise to alert enemies around you, near you, and they will come to inspect it. So this is what this game already has. The Alpha Build. Yeah, so the Alpha Build, this was my very first pitch of what I did before. This was basically a game that you were the blue cube, and you were meant to maneuver around all these obstacles, the red blocks, to get to the other side, which was green. And all these other capsules here have their own line of sight, and if they spot you, you'd have to restart the level. The game over and restart. And this is what I had previously shown before. That was my original concept of, basically going through line of sight, being stealthy. So that was the story overview of this game is to infiltrate the facility, find out what they're researching, and steal it. Use your items to help progress through the levels, and make sure you escape the facility alive with something that you've been researching. And that pretty much means, this was a little concept art that I had with the game previously before, on one of the levels I designed. You're pretty much the third person character here with the camera on the overhead, a nice symmetric view. And you're pretty much the person who is curiously infiltrating this facility, hence the name Clayton, which means Indian curious one. The game has 3 areas. It has a loading bay area, a facility area, and a lab area, all consistent of 3 different levels. And this is pretty much the scale of the first area, or the main general areas of the first part of the game that you can traverse it. They'll also, for the loading bay area, players must find its way into the facility and disable the laser alarms using the keypads that they find along the way. So basically, traversing through the lab and trying to find out where the outposts are and trying to stop it. Make your way through the freight elevator to access the facility and back to the facility area is starting from the freight elevator to make your way to the labs. At this point, you have the option to use multiple paths, whether it be generic corridors with lasers or ventilation shafts that you can use and access by crawling into them. Finding optional rooms that may contain backstory documents or collectibles. So pretty much you'll have tidbits of information about the game and its lore, about what they were doing in the facility when you explore these different areas that are not, canon to or majorly part of the game that required you to go to there. But it's still a nice tidbit of information that you just explore and just talk about it really. Just basically one of those things that you get rewarded for exploring, that you're not on the beaten path or trying to progress with the game. Like, it's not start to finish. You go at your own pace and enjoy your time here. And the lab area, it will be heavily more guarded. You will need to find key cards from rooms to access certain areas that you won't be able to get to before. And the items you need to defend it, so if they spot you, they'll be on lockdown and then you won't be able to steal it. So in that case, the game takes a bit of a turn and then you have to escape whilst not collecting the item that you so desperately wanted. So there are sort of a little bit of multiple pathways of the story that can happen. Like you can leave the item, you can't leave the item, but it'll affect the outcome at the end result of the game which you're progressing through. And this, I've actually got a little trailer to show of gameplay footage of the game at its current form at the moment. I also want to give a personal thank you to Lewis for testing out my game and not completing it because he found it too hard. So this is just my little trailer I dug up from using Adobe After Effects and Sony Vegas Pro. And that's my presentation, so thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you very much. It was 9 minutes long, very good timing. This means that we have some time for questions. Anyone? We'll start with questions. Was it really your prototype footage in this?
Yes,
Great, it looked really impressive. Would you like to ask any questions? Yeah?
Have you finished the game? That panel vision?
First area, I actually finished. That was done back before the holidays. It was later in this month that I actually progressed through the animations and the coding of the functions and functionality of how everything is maneuvering out and all of that. So animation was pretty much the longest part that took that. But yes, for all intents and purposes, the first area of the level is finished and is playable.
Any more questions? If not, I have a few words of feedback. This was, I think everyone will agree, very attractive visually. This presentation was. Good pace of presentation. So, generally, good pitching techniques. That's good. Now, you have included a lot of images, but there were, in my opinion, two problems with the imagery that you showed during the presentation. First was, you missed the images in some key moments when they were really needed. Okay, so for example, when you talked about concept and mechanics, it was just text. Okay, and this was the key moment when you introduced the concept of the game and showing us a few screenshots that you had them because you have a fully working prototype would enhance understanding what you are talking about, but you didn't give us anything. Also, when you told about the three areas of the game, you gave us three different images, which was great, and I showed these were real game footage, was it?
No.
No.
They were just sort of concept art.
But anyway, you showed them in the first slide telling us there are three areas. And when you started to analyze each area individually, these images were missing a lot, okay? Because I didn't remember these images from the first slide, all right? So in the first slide, you actually could just tell three areas, 1, 2, 3, and then area number 1. Here's the image. Here what you do, right? Something like that. And the second thing, the second problem with images, I felt a lot confused because I didn't understand which images are your actual footage and which is concept art downloaded or borrowed from someone else. Okay, so it would be enough just to say, oh, this is the actual game footage, right? Or this is the concept art. Just a shot. Or even you could just give us a simple solution, a small text in the slide below the picture as a caption explaining source, and sometimes it would be actual footage, right? So something like this, just to make it clear. You are introducing a game design. If it was a final presentation of the game and you will be presenting the implementation of the game, our expectation would be that actually all your imagery is the actual footage from the game. But as a designer, you are perfectly in the right of using our sources of images, but we should understand which is which, all right? And also, Hope called me with her remark. Not really, but I just imagine that this is what Hope would say. You have a nice story, you presented the story in a nice way, you introduced the story too late. Okay? Story is an ideal introduction to your game concept. So in my opinion, and even more in Hope's opinion, who is still not with us, the story should even precede the concept and mechanics. Okay? So you first say, my game is about, and you tell the outline of the story. And then the concept of this game, how I will tell you this story, is through a stealth puzzle game with such and such mechanics. Alright? So that's everything from my... And I'm totally impressed with your trailer. Okay? It's very well done. So for everyone else, this is how trailers should be produced on your games, alright? Thank you very much. If there are any further questions, we have 2 minutes. No? Okay, thank you.